welcome to Food Express, guys. Today's video is all about spices, and I wanted to introduce all the basic spices to you today. So sit tight and do watch the entire video because I do talk a bit about the spices that I currently have. These are just the essential spices for, say, North Indian cuisine. And if you want to get all the information about all the spices, I have a brief description in the video as well. So first thing we'll be starting with is turmeric right here. As you can see, this is a bright yellow color right here. It's commonly used in Indian cuisine that has a very warm, earthy flavor. It's also known for its medicinal properties. Turmeric adds a very good depth of color and flavor in curries and lentil dishes, rice, and basically it's used quite a lot. And this is a very essential spice to have in your spice box. Next, we'll be talking about cumin, which is Jeera. And with cumin, as you can see right here, it's a very pungent spice. It has a distinctive aroma, very nutty flavor. It's widely used in Indian cooking, especially in tempering, spice blends. Cumin enhances overall taste of dishes and is a very key ingredient in curries, soups, and rice preparations. Also, it's used a lot in Mexican cooking, American cooking, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people have cumin in their spice box. Next up is coriander seeds right here. Coriander is a herb, as everybody knows, and sometimes it's called cilantro. And these are the seeds for it. It's widely used in Indian cuisine. Has a very nice citrusy flavor and aroma. Seeds are usually ground to make coriander powder, which I've got right here. So we just ground it until we get a nice powder out of it. And it's widely used within Indian cuisine. It has a very refreshing touch to curries. It's very citrusy, as I said. It can be used in curries, chutneys, marinades, rubs, you name it. Essential spice to have. Next is your chili powder. Now, basically, these are whole chilies that have been ground fine to a powder. There are different types of chilies in Indian cuisine, and it depends on region to region basis how spicy you want your powder to be. For example, we have Kashmiri red chili powder, which gives a great color or flavor without adding too much spice into it. What I have here is just some, chili flakes, and you can ground them up to make even finer powder, or the chilies themselves, right here. Next up, we have some kasuri methi. Now, this particular thing right here is very essential to Indian curries and dals and vegetarian preparations. It's basically dried fenugreek leaves, has a slightly bitter and earthy taste. It's commonly used as a flavoring agent and a garnish in various dishes. Think about this. This butter chicken or chicken tikka masala or some of your kebabs that you like would not be complete without this spice. So this is a very essential to have. It's fenugreek leaves. Next up we have is cardamom right here. So cardamom is very highly aromatic, has a very unique and sweet flavor, comes in two forms. So we have green cardamom here, which is the more commonly used one. You also have the black cardamom. This is two big black. So everybody would have seen the green one, but not the black one. So this is also used. And they're both used actually for sweet and savory dishes, desserts, rice dishes. You can put it in tea. I've got a video up which uses cardamom tea. And you've already seen that it can even go in some ice creams and stuff as well. Is cloves, which is also called long in our language, Hindi or Punjabi. Cloves are very intensely aromatic flower buds with a warm, sweet, and slightly bitter taste. They're used as whole or ground into spice blends or, just like a clove powder or something. They add a very rich, deep flavor to curries and biryanis and other dishes or even pickles. But you don't use too much of it because it's so intense. Next up is cinnamon. And cinnamon is used as a sweet, it's used in various things in Indian dishes. It's a very sweet and woody spice with a warm and comforting aroma. It can be used like whole into drinks or curries, or it can be ground into a powder. It's both used into sweet and savory dishes, curries, desserts. You can make drinks and even candles out of this. It tastes and smells absolutely amazing. Next up is star anise. Why is it star anise? It just looks like a star, perhaps. This is a beautiful spice. It's star shaped and it's sort of like a licorice flavor. It adds a very distinctive aroma and sweetness to your dishes. It's commonly used in biryanis, even in chai. It's great for some meaty dishes. If you're making some deep meaty dishes, it's great for that. It has a very unique and beautiful flavor and smells amazing. Next, we have some fennel seeds, or we call them saunf in Hindi or Punjabi language. And saunf has a slightly sweet and minty flavor. It's used as a mouth freshener actually, so we just eat them raw. They're used in spice blends, pickles, common ingredient in many Indian desserts as well. And it's very common in the very northern Kashmiri dishes to have this ground, and it's used to thicken up some dishes as well. Next up is some fenugreek seeds. This is methi dana. So fenugreek seeds, I showed you the leaves for it, and these are the seeds for it. The fenugreek seeds have slightly bitter, nutty flavor. You don't want to use too much of it. You use in a very small quantity to add that flavor profile. They're used in spice blends, essential ingredients in many Indian curries and lentil dishes, and especially in the South India as well. It's also known for its medicinal properties. Next up, we have some curry leaves. Again, very essential for South Indian dishes and very aromatic with a very distinct flavor. They're used for tempering. They add a very unique taste to dishes, and especially in curries, chutneys, rice, idli dishes that we have. And I'll be using this a lot as well. Next up is garam seeds, which is ajwan. Garam seeds have a very strong pungent flavor. It's a slightly bitter taste again. They used to even enhance digestion. They're very good for digestion and impart a very unique flavor to dishes. Garam seeds are often used in like bread or bread fritters or fish fritters in general, lentil dishes, and they're basically known for their digestive properties as well. A lot of the Indian, Pakistani dishes will be using ajwan or garam seeds here, especially with the fish, because it adds such a beautiful taste and aroma to the dishes. What I have here is yellow mustard seeds. Yellow mustard seeds have a nice, sharp, pungent taste. They are sort of smaller or a similar size to the black mustard seeds, which I don't currently have here display, but black mustard seeds are also an essential, which is also called rai. And they're often used for tempering, for pickling in various Indian curries or even in stir fries. Again, it's a part of South Indian cuisine and it's a part of North Indian cuisine as well. Lastly, I have some bay leaves here. Bay leaves are also part of Indian cuisine. They're also part of, say, French or Italian cuisine as well. Very essential. They add that nice sort of like a very subtle flavor at the back of the throat that you notice in sometimes in your dishes. So this one right here is called mace. Mace is basically the same thing. So it's an outer flower of the nutmeg. So nutmeg, what I showed you earlier, actually goes inside this. It's covering of it, and it's a very warm aromatic flavor. It's usually used in spice blends, rich gravies, essential in some Middle of India, some gravies there, the kormas and biryanis. It's a beautiful flavor, such a sweet flavor. Next up is black salt. So it's basically salt. It's a different type of salt. It's we call it kala namak. Kala meaning black, and namak means salt. It's pungent. It's a very distinct egg-like flavor used in chaats and chutneys and fruit salads. So it's a very popular place, very popular sort of like a salt that you sprinkle on stuff. It adds a very unique tanginess, almost like a sulfurous spice. And you can overall taste this in various dishes which have that unique tanginess along with mango powder sometimes we use. Lastly, what I wanted to show you was that we also pre-prepare our garam masala at times. It's not necessarily that every single time that when we are making a dish, we ground our garam masalas. We try to keep it prepared, and I try to keep it in a sort of sealed jar over here, sealed, anything that is sealed properly, just to keep some of the flavors in. Reason being why we don't have the time, and usually this is on, everybody makes curries on the go. And this is also part of it. I will show you how to make this though. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and thank you for watching all the way till here. I hope you didn't fast forward because you do miss out some information. This was a very quick, informative video on some of the various North Indian spices over here. Please do subscribe and like if you would like to see more videos from myself. Thank you, and have yourself an amazing day.